Sponsored by Bud Light and Sour Patch, I hope someday, right? So we are back for Use Your Words, second video. Sorry, I thought she is a bulldog right there, and this dude's a monster. Like, this dude's probably like 75 pounds.
You don't need to be putting his business out like that.
Dude, he's big. We're gonna
You're
have
beautiful.
to. Yeah, I didn't say he was.
I'm just saying.
I didn't say he was ugly. He's just a big boy. I
just
grew up with bulldogs, so.
I did not.
You did not?
Mm-mm.
Is he having an asthma attack? This is
No.
live.
He has anxiety.
He has anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Me too, bud. I have medicine for it. I couldn't set you up with it. Bubba. Bubba. Okay. So, hopefully you're back for the second video. Things got a little crazy in the first one.
Hard not to get heated. Hard not to get heated.
Are you referencing the cat thing again?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. What does that mean? We need comments. Someone needs to explain it other than Sam, because Sam just keeps saying, the cat isn't heated. The cat isn't...
No! I'm saying the cat is in heat.
What does that mean? She keeps saying it. And she's getting mad, and I'm getting mad, because she just keeps saying in heat. I don't know what that means. And she
It
wouldn't...
means that the cat is ready to be impregnated.
Why did you say that? Now I know what it means.
Because I thought it just spoke for itself.
This is why we became friends. Because we would literally just argue. I'm glad that got out.
And laugh.
We laughed a lot. Too bad we weren't in that same class with, where we worked in the studio.
Yeah, but the few times that you got to come into my class, right?
Yeah.
And we worked together for a semester, were we not?
Well, we had a lot of classes
We took
together.
intro to studio production together, and that was Randy's class.
Yeah, we were in a lot of classes
but
together.
But we didn't have the lab together?
Yeah, like the one with the studio would have been really fun. Because then we would have been like on like a, kind of like this. We would have just been talking or like doing something in front of a camera.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it took 2.5 years. We figured it out. And now Samantha's bulldog's going to kill me. He knows that I was yelling at her. I'm sorry, Bubba. He's a big boy. Okay, so...
Bubba, chill out.
Chill out. She said so. So, the topic today, provided to us by a viewer. What does success...
The one and only.
The one and only viewer. What does success mean to you? Is it money? Is it fame? Is it simply just being happy with what you're doing?
I definitely think overall it's a feeling.
Success?
Yeah. And that it would be more of just a satisfaction.
Yeah, kind of.
A lack of wanting. Okay, with the snaps.
Well, it's just like you just want. You couldn't. She said it perfectly. You can't really say it much better than that. If she sips her Bud Light like pinky up, like you can't. It's basically.
Hey.
Hi, Bubba. You basically just. You just don't want to want. You don't want to have to worry about money. You don't want to have to worry about anything.
Right. You're able to be. You can take care of yourself, and you're content with.
But the thing is, you could be successful and not happy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's why it's a satisfaction with where you're at. Because could you be not taken care of and be satisfied? Absolutely.
Repeat that.
Okay, because I originally said...
She doesn't even know what she said.
Yes, I do!
What did you
because
say?
I originally said that it's being able to take care of yourself and being like content with like what you're doing with that.
Yeah.
But it could even be that you aren't quite able to take care of yourself yet, but you're still satisfied with where you're at in the steps to get to where.
Well, wouldn't that be happiness? Success, I would say, is the first thing you're saying is like, so you don't have to worry about anything and you're content with what you're doing, but you could be unhappy as hell. But then the other thing is you could be happy working at McDonald's.
Yeah, and I guess it's just and then see, I want to use the word satisfied more than happy.
Okay,
for success,
that's fair.
Because I don't know.
No,
There's a difference between doing something that's satisfactory,
which was always my grades in Catholic school when I was younger. Satisfactory meets satisfaction. What is that? I was above and beyond. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and we were just on a normal grading scale. 93 to 100 was an A.
Yeah, something about satisfaction.
Yeah.
That word is better
than just happiness for success. Because
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. And I guess that my mind just goes to success in terms of being happy with career and like workplace stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess, I mean, just a successful life would be just contentment.
Yeah. I guess that is success, right? You just have to be content.
You can't really want anything else other than to...
That's success, yeah. But then what is happiness then? I don't know.
I think back to that movie. Is it Into the Wild? No.
Into the Wild? Oh, where he goes and
yeah. And like
that movie changed my life. That book did.
I haven't read it. I watched the movie a couple months ago, but he wrote something when he was like really close to death, and it was happiness is only real when it's shared.
Yeah.
And like part of me is like
that's where
absolutely.
That is 100% correct, because that's where it comes into like with people who become like extremely wealthy or extremely successful in their careers, whether it's like an athlete, an actor, or something like that, is they always bring their friends with them because they all say the same thing, where it's like it's one thing to make it and meet all
it's lonely at the
it's
top.
lonely at the top. There's something like
I'm gonna start singing.
Use your words. So Jim Carrey has said something like that too. He's like, I hope everyone reaches their dreams, gets all the money they want or whatever, because I want them to realize that it's not the
It's not everything that they want, right?
I guess, yeah.
That it's the people.
It's not this. It's the people that makes. I mean, the journey and the entire process of like when you become successful.
That might really be what it is.
Just people.
Just to be surrounded by people that make you feel. That make you feel successful.
Dang, that hit hard. That was good. Like, phones. Get the phones away from me. Like, you just need to have human interaction. I mean, you learn everything from interaction with humans. If you really think about it, everything you've ever learned.
The Bobo doll experiment. Bandura.
I don't know.
Psychology.
I
have a psych minor.
I don't know what she's talking about, but Bobo, okay? So, basically, like...
You learn from observation.
You learn everything from, observation, human interaction, and then that's how your character's built, through experiences with other people. Because if you really think about it, I can't think of anything. Like, when was the last time you had an amazing, amazing experience that you'll remember forever that wasn't with someone? Like, you were just alone. Pets don't count. Those are people. Pets are people too.
Sometimes I go see movies by myself. And that's fun. And I've been to a couple concerts by myself. Because you can definitely do things on your own and have a good time.
But I'm being devil's advocate here. You're around people in both those.
Okay.
I mean, not the movie.
Okay.
The movie's a little different because I understand that aspect. I have friends who like only watch movies alone.
Yeah.
Because that's a different experience.
My brother's kind of like that, and I think
feel like you gotta be high though. But
he doesn't. I think he doesn't want other people to influence like whether or not he likes it or not.
That's fair. I mean, I was gonna go watch recently. I was gonna go watch John Wick by myself. But I ended up
oh my god, my boss has been telling us we need to watch that for a long time.
You haven't seen it yet?
Mm-mm.
And you haven't seen Toy Story 4 yet?
No. I haven't seen the movie. I'm trying to think of the last movie I saw.
Go watch Toy Story 4.
I really can't remember the last movie I saw. Oh my god. I think it was the Clint Eastwood, The Mule.
Was that good? I never
No, it was the worst movie movie I've ever seen.
I feel like I'm going to disagree because I love Clint.
No, it was terrible. I thought he was going to fall over.
Clint.
And he wrote and directed and produced that movie, and there's a threesome in it, and the man is 100 years old.
Threesome for Clint. Clint knew. He's like, this is my last movie. I'm going out with a bang.
The acting
Pun
was
intended.
terrible. Oh my god, I wanted to leave.
Okay. So, let's do, what is the lowest point in your life?
Shit.
And how did you get out of it? Dang.
Well, I'd just be a little too real to say that I'm in it right now.
Right? I was going to be like, right now. And we got out of it because of this podcast.
Yeah, but I mean, easily when I started college, that was just a huge wake-up call. Because I went from a Catholic school with a class of about 275 kids.
You know everyone, yeah.
Which I didn't know everyone. Still to this day, my friends will tell you that I never really knew who anybody was. Probably about half the class, I could tell you.
Sam's very observant, but she's also very clueless at the same time.
Yeah, it's, I'm trying to work on the aloofness. But
Aloofness, word of the day.
aloof. Yep, I would say aloofness. But, what was I saying? Remind me?
See, so basically you were saying that it started college.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And so I went from a class of about 275 kids to a class of a school of 30,000 plus.
You went to LSU, right?
Yeah. So I left here and I went down to Baton Rouge. And I went to LSU and I roomed with my cousin.
Roll Tide.
I'm gonna throw up right now. But yeah, I just gotta casually what?
She's gonna throw up on one of these podcasts. We'll get it. It'll happen. That's what's gonna make us blow up.
I roomed with my cousin and she wasn't having a good time. I wasn't having a good time. We just kind of refused to really be there for each other. And yeah, the freshman 15 tried freshman 30, 35. I would just sit in my room, eat Papa John's pizza, watch Netflix. I'd probably rewatch Breaking Bad like twice while I was...
Greatest show ever.
Oh yeah, and it's like that helped me, but how did I get out of it? The thing is, my dad is a clinical psychologist, and I told him...
Which explains so much. I'm learning this information now. Explains a lot about Samantha.
I told him, kind of just like, it might be nice if I could talk to somebody. And he kind of was just like, yeah, you don't really need that. And, I mean, this kind of calls him out right now because that's, not how it should have been handled. But it also...
I think there's something weird about, though, when, a parent and their, job kind of mix.
No, I mean, that's the thing. He could not,
Yeah, that's what...
He gave into the stigma that is okay, well, I'm a psychologist, I can do it. But he is just forgetting the fact that he's my dad, and that wall is going to stop at, you're my dad.
Yeah.
Is he one of the smartest people? Is he the smartest person I know? Probably, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm only going to listen to a certain extent because
still dad.
He's my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
that's that whole thing when your parents tell you something. Your parents tell you something. You're like, maybe it's right. And then someone else tells you the same thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, they told me.
Yeah,
you never give your parents the credit.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, no, he just kind of had it in his head that I didn't need it. No.
No,
he didn't revert. No. He was just like, you're fine, you got it, you're good. And so I really got to know, my depression. And that was just staying in bed all day, just literally leaving my room to go get food and come back and sit and watch.
Were you ever diagnosed?
TV. No, never went. And
which is usually what happens. A lot of people they just live through it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what I did. And once I started to let myself like be upset about, because I needed to understand why I was depressed.
Yeah.
And it was the fact that I was 14 hours away from everybody that I had grown up with for my entire life.
Yeah.
And I was in a new environment where it literally was a culture shock. The people were so different from how they are up here. I mean, I still maintain this to this day. And
people are different in different parts of Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to come home for 7 days out of the whole year. 3 of them were to get my braces off. And, you know, it was just, I spent a lot of time by myself. I started smoking cigarettes, which I just quit smoking cigarettes.
What is that, 4 days?
On Sunday. What day is it today? Friday?
4 days.
Is that 4?
5.
Monday, Tuesday, 5. 5 days. Where's my jewel?
Over here.
Can I have it? But, but the part that made it so hard was that I had known I was going to go to LSU since I was 3 years old. That was my Harvard. That was the only place I wanted to go. And I got in and I went and I hated it. I hated my life. I was unhappy. And I did not want to admit that to myself. And I didn't want to admit that I needed to leave in order to be okay.
Because you put the school in such like
I held it, and I still do. I mean, that was easily the hardest decision I've ever made, was to leave. But I also know that it was the most important decision I've ever made, because I just realized it doesn't matter what this piece of paper says on my degree, as long as I'm surrounded by the people that I want to be around and make me feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And so I came back. I did Rock Valley for a year, and that was.
We met at Northern.
And then we went to Northern, and you'd sign me in, and.
I feel like I have like a
we
little
had major
portion.
directors too.
Little portion of her degree, thanks to me.
Absolutely.
But I could say the
but
same thing
I
about
have
her
a
too.
lot of people's degree. I have a lot of fingers in people's degrees.
She helped me too.
I
Yeah, major
I wrote
directors.
papers for people.
Yeah, you did. Major directors was a.
Major directors was my favorite class.
It was a great course.
And the fact that I took it again my senior year after you had graduated.
Oh yeah, you told me, yeah.
It wasn't, obviously not as fun. I mean, and then he separated it so that you'd watch the movie one day and then you'd have discussion the next day. And so I wouldn't go to the one where you'd watch the movie because I was like, oh, I'm going to watch it when I get home.
So.
And I never did.
Yeah, you never did. So major directors, we took a course because we were media majors. So basically, we honestly just got to watch movies in class. It was like a 3-hour class.
Oh, my dream.
It was awesome, and it was like the best directors. We watched like Stanley Kubrick.
That first semester, it was Stanley Kubrick,
Tarantino,
Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese, and Spike Lee. Yeah. So it was basically we got to watch movies, and we wrote a blog about it, which we should just start up. I still have my blog.
I do too, and I've written a little bit about it. Maybe we'll start connecting it to this podcast.
Yeah, no, we absolutely should.
But it was an awesome class. If you're at Northern Illinois right now, I highly recommend it, even if you're not a media major.
Do you remember the number? I think it was like 360.
She should know. She took it twice.
I did take it twice.
But it was an awesome course, and it was, even if you just like movies, like go take it. It was the easiest class I've ever taken because I honestly enjoyed.
All you have to do is the blog post.
All you have to do is the blog post and watch a movie. There was a few movies too I'd never seen, and it was really cool to see them, and we just got to talk about it.
And I became absolutely obsessed with Tarantino.
I did too. I can't wait for this new movie to
Yeah,
come out.
same.
We'll have to have a podcast like right after,
Absolutely.
or we'll go watch it together
we
and
should
then
go
do
see
it.
Yeah.
And it was an awesome experience, to say the least. I mean, it was so funny too because we had other friends.
It was also frustrating though.
Why?
I get mad because you were like friends with like Ross and them, whatever. No,
Yeah.
I'm really name dropping.
What?
But
Oh!
and like, Ross was cool, but I would get so mad because we'd be watching these movies and we are college kids. It was 460. This was a 400 level class,
Yeah.
Was it 460?
I think it sounds right. It sounds right.
I don't know. But, and people would be laughing at, like, the nudity and the sex scenes.
Yeah, it was pretty immature in there at some point.
It's just like, these movies, just sit and watch them.
It was a night class, and let's be real, there was people, like, drinking in the back, and people were coming so high to class. They would come, they would come into class smelling like they just got skunked.
Fried chicken and just set it on the desk.
There was people, there's always going to be stuff like that in classes, but people were definitely either drunk or high.
Yeah, and I mean, I would just get frustrated.
And I'm friends with some of you on Facebook, so I hope you see this.
Yeah, same. This is a call out.
She name dropped somebody.
Okay,
but no, Ross is fine.
Ross is cool. Ross is awesome.
Ross was hilarious, where he was one of the people who would react.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yeah,
whenever someone got killed.
Yeah. And I remember playing 8-ball with him, like during some of the movies sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Where was I?
You were sitting there. I don't even know.
I was into the movie. I was doing what I was supposed to be doing.
We watched some really good movies.
Another. Have you ever social media stalked someone? Full name and why?
Oh my god. I mean, honestly, if I were to name drop every single person I've ever stalked on social media, we'd be here for a long time.
Yeah.
Because it's
everyone does
the
it.
memes are true, where it's like you want to find every bit of information because you want to make an opinion. You don't want to waste your time. And that's what we talked about the last time. But we're all a little bit guilty of it because you want to just figure it all out on your own.
Yo, I'm guilty of this. Okay, so there was this girl at Northern, like our first year there.
Okay.
So I don't even know, I think I knew Sam yet.
And I wasn't there.
So, yeah, you weren't there because I would have definitely told you this. So my first year there was this girl who was so freaking cute. So I'm like, okay, we were in the same class, like a bunch of same classes, added her on Facebook and whatnot. You're going to totally judge me.
What?
So she was what people like to say a Bible thumper.
Oh, okay.
So I went out and got this shirt that said Philippians, whatever, like the same.
Yeah.
Totally wore it to class, and that's how we started talking.
Wow. Okay. And so that
I killed it.
That brings up to me like do you watch How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah.
So that whole like stalker or cute moment, you know what I'm talking about, from like season 8? No.
And I'm holding back a little bit. Now you know what, like you know, I gotta just spell it. It's out now. She's gonna know who it is.
Yeah, go.
But she's gonna comment on this video. On her bio on Facebook, it said Philippians 4:13, and I got that exact same shit.
No, and honestly, my relation to that is when this is so bad now because of just things that
Go.
Okay, well, it's about a celebrity.
Okay.
That's what I've done. Okay, so I was super into Glee when I was in like 8th grade. I was really into Glee.
It was like 8 days ago.
Okay, well, I still listen to the music. I'm not even gonna try to front on that. But I was really into Glee, and I was really into Puck, Mark Salling, who now it has come out that he was, had hundreds of counts of child pornography on his computer, and he went to jail, and he ended up committing suicide in jail. Yes. But
I'm looking
he had a Rasta bracelet. And I had this magazine of all the Glee moments, and it showed him with this Rasta bracelet in all these pictures. And I was like, I need one because he has it and I need it.
Oh, this dude?
Yeah.
What? Oh, he's totally Sam's type. I could totally see it.
And so I went out and I got the same Rasta bracelet that he had, and I wore it for 2 years. Oh. And I didn't even I hated weed at that point. I would talk shit about it. But I would wear the bracelet for the boy.
Yo, if he would have came across you though.
No.
Conversation started. It works.
Well, I made a joke because I was in 8th grade, so I was 13 or 14. And I mean, he was child pornographer. I probably would have had a
Oh, Sam, come on. No. She's right though, but come on. We just went from rated R to rated X on our podcast.
We're here to be ourselves. We're here to say the real.
Ourselves. I'm gonna wear that shirt the next podcast.
Yeah, you have to.
I have to wear that shirt the next time we get together. Okay.
Did I answer the question? I don't even remember what the question was.
I don't either. I think we're just having fun. But no, neither of us did. But
what was it?
Social media stalked and.
Oh yeah. I mean, I really can't because the amount of people.
She's too many. She's like a serial social media stalker.
I love information.
All right, that's her excuse. Whatever floats her boat.
Yep.
Let's end this on best and worst trait inherited from your parents.
Oh God. Are you? Yeah, you should start this one off because I feel like I've started a lot of these.
The best trait would probably be my mom's outgoingness. Is that a word? Outgoingness? Because everyone who's ever met my mom knows my mom is a little ball of sunshine, and I'll never say it to her face, even though she'll probably see this video. My mom is the best. So I would say that is probably the best trait I got. The worst trait I think I got from my mom as well is that when she wants to be left alone, you leave her alone.
So you got your best and worst from both your mom?
Yeah. And people say I'm most like my mom, so makes sense. And makes sense too, because not so much now, but we used to argue all the time, and it's probably because we're like exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah, my best trait from my dad was just, you know what, I'm going to go best traits from my mom.
Yeah.
And it's similar to yours, where it's just, I can have a conversation with anybody.
Yeah.
And feel fine doing it.
I love talking to people.
Yeah, I love to talk. Obviously, I feel like this time.
Which is something to go off of, like, that is, let's save that for another podcast.
Sure, we'll put a pin in it.
Yeah, I'm going to write it down.
Yeah, go ahead. But yeah, it's just, my mom can literally sit and have a conversation with anyone, and she'll just start talking. And I used to get frustrated when I was a kid, because it's like, let's go, let's leave the grocery. Like, you've been talking for forever. But now, I like when I do that. I like when I go somewhere and I start talking to a complete stranger.
Yeah.
It's just...
I love doing that.
Yeah, it's interesting. But my worst trait, for sure, came from my dad. And it is procrastination. And it is just, oh my God, putting things off because otherwise it's boring.
Yeah.
You just get it done, and I'll put it off because it puts pressure on me, and then that night I'm like, oh my God, I have to get this done. It makes it exciting.
I think everyone has a part of that, though. I mean, some people don't.
I
some
take it
people
to
are
the
really
extreme.
Good. Yeah. I can vouch for that.
Yeah, Is my name in your phone still Sam What Book Christy?
I think so.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's something that I need to work on. And I definitely got that from my dad. Because my dad's been wanting to write a book for a really long time. And I can relate. Yeah. And my mom is just doing it. So. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah. So... I don't even know what we talked about on this. We talked about a lot. But Sam's 5 days clean, and we're proud of her. And we will be back with another podcast soon.